Hello everyone, Poor Cynic here with Tyrant Reviews, and this is High School Story by Pixelberry Studios. This is a waiter-pay sim game combined with a little bit of sort of RPG story elements. You are building a school, and you have to sort of manage the day-to-day troubles and travails of its various students, including yourself and an author avatar. Now, this game actually surprised me. I didn't think I would like it, but part of it is grown on me, because, you know, it's very odd. I didn't like high school, and I don't like waiter pay games, but this sort of transcends that. It gets over that hurdle, and a large part of that is because there is this story element that a lot of other waiter pay games don't have, and I really appreciate that. The stories are sort of silly, cliche type of things that you'd find in a sort of like a Disney or Nickelodeon teen drama or high school show type of thing, but it's still, you know, it's enough to make me roll my eyes and go, that's entertaining. I'm getting a kick out of that. It draws me in more than a typical waiter pay game. Because I've played a few, some of them I have not reviewed. It's like, I never felt this involved when I was doing, say, The Simpsons Tapped Out, or even Zombie Cafe, which I also sort of liked. But let's go over some of the things here on the screen. At the top, you can see that 5, the green bar, that is the sort of level of my school. You can sort of, you gain experience on a general school level when you finish quests. You also gain other various things from quests, including the other 3 things along the top. There's coins, rings, and books. Rings are the sort of super currency, the main super currency of this game. You only really get those either as mission rewards or by purchasing them with real currency. Books you use to level up the various students here. Those can be obtained through classrooms. You just pay real money for them and you have to wait. You can also spend real money on all this stuff, as per the norm in waiter pay games. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, rings also, you can use them to speed up missions if you don't want to wait, don't want to spend the time. You know, typical fare. You see there's the quest button on the left side of the screen there. It has a little starburst going underneath it. That means I have a quest finished and ready to turn in. Social, that sort of allows you to connect to Facebook and your friends, and you can have activities with them, and, you know, that's something that people with friends can use. Not me, though. And then along here on the right side at the bottom, a little checklist. This shows the students you have at the moment, your roster, as it were. You can see their level, you can see their sort of the clique they belong to, and you can see what their speciality is. You can see the 3 basic cliques are jock, prep, and nerd. And you can have also combination students. Like you see, a nerd and a prep creates a student governor student, or student government student, I should say. Or a jock and a prep creates a cheerleader. You know, this is sort of the way it works. And all the cliques get along in harmony, which is very much not like I remember high school, but, you know, you sort of have to deal with what you got. And you can select the various characters from there, and there's all sorts of information you have about them, who they're crushing on, what their level is. You can level them up from this screen. You can sell them for cash. You can move them. You can customize their look in a very limited way. The gears, this is obviously just the various options. You can turn music on and off, effects on and off, general assistance and privacy policy. You can also adjust your alerts. I've turned them all off because I don't like getting bothered by my games. You can also turn social on and off. I'm going to turn it off. You just turn social mode off. Actions in your game will not be shared. Oh, that's too bad. People won't get to know what I did in my game. Anti-social. That's me. To a T. And then there's the store. Store is where you obviously go to buy the super currencies and the regular currencies. I don't like the fact that there are multiple versions of the currency sort of you have to deal with in the game. That it strikes me as a very money-hungry thing to do. But as I mentioned, there are other ways to get this stuff. Like the books can be purchased with in-game currency. Rings can be occasionally acquired through quests. So it's not as bad as other games. You can also buy classmates. Some classmates are unlocked by rings, or like these special classmates can be unlocked by sending students to go party, and the students you send to go party will create a new student with the combination. You send a nerd and a jock to the party area, and eventually they will create a gamer. And then we have buildings we can get. You need the hangouts in order to... those are where your students go. There's classrooms where you get books. Admissions office, that's where your students filter in through. The Isle of Love, that's where you send your students on dates. And Party Central is where they go to party. And then you unlock more buildings as time goes on. And then basic decor, paths and hedges and whatnot. The typical things you find in waiter pay city building games, or in this case, high school building games. Anyway, some things you can see here on screen. These buildings have coins over them, the hangouts. That's because your students create money over time. The more students you have and the higher level they are, and the longer you wait, the more money you will get. And you can see I actually made a solid chunk of change, and admittedly it's not going to last long because the further you go along in the game, more expensive everything becomes. But still, it's very good. Yeah, the game gives you this avenue of getting currency sort of more easily than in other places. You don't have to set them to an activity to earn money. They just does it passively, which is very nice. And you see these things with bows on them. These are new. The parcel of land with the bow on it. That means I bought this parcel of land and it unlocked, and I can just tap it, and I have more space to build and develop. And this building I finished upgrading. This is a classroom. No, it's a super duper classroom. I'm gonna click on the classroom here. This is where you get your books. And ordinarily, if you haven't upgraded the classroom, you can only go up to the 100 book level. Now I can get 1,000 books at a time. It just takes 20,000 coins in 23 hours. You know, I think that's a fair exchange. There is sort of a problem with the leveling book system, though, is that the price really goes up fast the higher level your character is. Let's take an example here. This prep is level 2. It's going to take 5 books to level up 1 place. However, you need to do that 5 times. So it's actually going to cost 25 books to move her up to level 3. And the price increases by quite a bit. Let's find someone who's a much higher level. This, there's me, hiding behind that prep. I'm a level 5 nerd, obviously. And it's going to cost me 500 books to move up 1 step. Since I have to do that 5 times, it's going to cost 2,500 books. So yeah, it becomes something of onerous, as it were. It becomes rather heavy, the price of books. So you need the upgrades. Let's take a look at some of the other buildings. The hangouts, you can go in there to just collect various money. Each hangout has a limit on the amount of students it can hold. The prep and jock buildings have a limit of 3. For some reason, the nerd buildings have a limit of 2. As you can see, if you go to info, it is capacity 2. I don't know why that is. It is a bit annoying, because as a nerd, I demand that I am surrounded by other nerds, or their, combined spin-offs, as it were. But let's collect that money. And then there's the admissions office. This is where you can go to get more students. There'll be a waiting period once you get a new student. And then as long as you have a place to put them, they will join your campus. Yes, admissions often can be 1 student at a time. You can upgrade that to do 2 students at a time, but that costs quite a few rings, so I'm holding off. It's not really that important to be able to admit 2 students at any one time. I've never really had the sort of ability or the space to admit that many students at one time. But you can see, let's go into the quest. We have a few on the docket at the moment, and 1 is ready to collect. We'll get 20 rings for completing it. You can see there's a series of storylines here, sort of quests as part of larger storylines, I should say. And this one we have completed. The time on it sort of ticked over, and we get 20 rings for completing it. It was part of an amusing little, shall we say, prank we pulled on the rather obnoxious cheerleaders at our rival school. Oh no, we're caught. Though we're doomed. Or not. There it goes. Yeah, I'm gonna climb. You have these choices that will occasionally pop up, and as you can see, some of them are timed. It's a very interesting mechanic. I mean, for a waiter pay game, it's not something I've ever seen in any other game like it, where it gives you sort of this ability to choose in regards to the storyline. I really like that. It's a really nice addition to this game, and it just shows the people behind this, they really put effort into the story, which I really appreciate. I mean, they did their all for this, where a lot of other waiter pay games just feel like cash grabs. Yeah, I've never seen me move so fast either. Yeah, we basically dumped rancid coffee into the head cheerleader's convertible, which was pretty amusing. You know, maybe not legal, but amusing in that high school way. And Peyton is the girl that was feuding with the high schooler, basically, or the cheerleader. The cheerleader was basically being really nasty to her because Peyton was from that school, but invited her to join my school after she was ostracized by those jerks. I am a kind nerd, and I welcome all people to my high school, even though this looks more like a college, I have to say. I've never seen a high school with this many buildings, or a party center, or a love area. World-class prankers. You weren't bad, Prep, you weren't bad. You got lots to learn, kid, don't push it. Awesome, okay. No, I think Cherry Blossom works much better than Angry Possum. Alright, and we've sort of finished that line, and now we have a couple other quests to look at here. The quests have different requirements. Some of them just require you need to spend certain things on them, like money or books. Some of them, the more optional ones, require rings. I don't really like that because it does sort of push you into making purchases. But for most of these, you just need certain students, or you need to, say, in this case, level up someone. I think I have enough books to level Morgana. But I know I definitely have enough coins to do this Homecoming Part 6, so I'm going to start that. I'm going to collect the ward because that's a duration of none. Some cash to fix the float. I am generous, and I will give you thousands of dollar coins to fix your float. What happened to the first one? I know what happened to the first one. The jocks accidentally threw a football into it and broke it. And now I'm going to try to get them to cooperate. Oh, we need more space around here to practice, so I need to add a plot of land. Oh, I should have waited to unlock that parcel of land, because I could have completed it right away. Instead, I'm going to have to, let me just collect these coins. Wait, because let me see. Would you like to buy this plot for 10,800 coins? Yeah, buying land also gets very expensive over time, and it's going to take a long time. If we hurry that up for 106 rings, let me hold off on that just for a second. I want to see if I can level up. I cannot level up Morgana in time, so we're just going to go with the rings here. But first, I'm going to actually get some start on the way to getting some books, because I really want to level up some of these characters. I'm already running out of things to do. One of the hazards of the waiter pay game. This does suffer from that. It's not a spectacular title. It is a lot more entertaining than other titles like it, though. I have to say. So we're gonna rush this. It's gonna hurt me. So many rings. All right, we added huge tracts of land. Solve your space problem. New plot of land for you guys to practice on when Peyton is using the field. I am appeasing a football player. Yeah. Oh, you jocks in your sports and things I don't understand. I like how everybody has a normal name and then I'm Poor Sonic. Yeah, sure, just call me that. And here I am, mending bridges between jocks and preps. Something I never actually did in high school, so this is, you know, interesting for me. I was the kind of guy who just stood off in the background and went, I'm just reading my fantasy books here, guys, don't bother me. Alright, so I have to have 2 park benches. I already have 1. And I want to collect the money. So, let's set down another bench somewhere. Okay, we're gonna set it down. Oh, I know. Oh, but it looks like we have new decor. A brick path, huh? So we have a brick path, concrete path, gold path. Yeah. Because, you know, my school's fancy enough to have gold on the pathways. I know, we just want a park bench. Yes. I understand. We're going to move it. In order to move decor, you just tap on it and drag. We're going to move it over to here in front of these trees. It's very scenic. And we will have finished another portion of the quest. And now we're gonna be the diplomat, and we're gonna get these two cooperating. Now you can pause and read this if you like. I decided I'm not going to read it out loud because that would just probably annoy a lot of people. Or at least I'll read maybe some of it out loud. Yes, and they are working together. I am such a good friend. Unlike in real life where I'm a jackass of sorts. Me Tarzan, you Jane. Aw, they're such good friends. Ah, collaboration. Really great to get a jock to help with the cheerleader routine during the float parade. Alright, so we need you can see, now we need specific classmates. We need a level 4 jock and a level 2 cheerleader. I think I have that. Yep, Morgana is my level 4 jock. I probably should need to level up a lot of these characters. And we'll go with Pita for the level 2 cheerleader. That'll take 3 hours, and that'll give me 1350 XP. Sorry, there's just something, his grin is creeping me out, man. I know you can customize their looks. I don't know why I picked that face, because that grin, it never goes away. You'll be on the float with the cheerleading squad. Got a whole routine, we're doing flips and throws. Yeah, just tossing people around like mad. Two other things I want to show off are the sort of the love center over here and the party central area over here. Party, this is where you go. You can, as I said, you send students here. Depending on the combinations, you can get new students of a certain type. We got a lot of cheerleaders. We got a lot of student gov people. So let's get another nerd. Another gamer, which is a combination of nerd and jock. After 3 hours, I'll get another gamer character for free. Don't have to spend the rings on them. And that will work out very well. And then go through the waiting process and be able to place them. And the combination characters can go to either one of their sort of hangouts. The gamer characters, since they are a combination of jock and nerd, can go to either the nerd hangout or the jock hangout. And then there is the love area over here. You can see the couples you have going at the moment. They have different levels depending on how many dates they've been on. And once you get them on up to certain levels, you'll get bonuses and coins and whatnot. So, for example, let's send Carlos and Peyton, who are flirting. We'll send them on a date. Once they finish, they'll tell a little story of how it went and what they did. And it'll be, cutesy-wootsy and all very nice. And that will be good. That'll be very, very good. That's me. I'm a high school student, architect, matchmaker, party thrower, all-around good guy. Poor cynic, that's me. Totally unlike in real life. Alright, that's High School Story. It's pretty solid for what it is, being a waiter pay game. Normally, as I said, I'm not into these titles, but this one has run me over in large part due to just how good these little stories are and how involved they make me. They're simple, cheesy stories, but I do like that this effort has been put in. It's so unlike any other game like it. So many of these waiter pay simulators are just dull as dishwater, and they're obviously trying to basically mug you. But this, it is trying to get your money, but it's doing it in a more sort of subdued manner. It's not overt about it. There is the issue with rings and books and whatnot, but it's easier to get those than it is in other games, and I really appreciate that. But it's really the story that I like, and how everybody is sort of these characters that inhabit this world. They're vaguely more fleshed out than in other games like it, and I really do like that. Yeah, I was really surprised by this. I came into this not expecting much, but man, I am convinced. This is a solid title. If this seems like the sort of thing you like, pick it up in the App Store. It's a freemium game, and if you've seen anything you may like, I definitely recommend looking into it. It has convinced me. I am, while not converted to the await or pay cause, I am convinced that among these sort of meh genres, you can find these really solid titles. So yeah, I've been Poor Cynic with Tyrant Reviews. Ta-ta and farewell. For more reviews, both written and recorded, go to www.tablettyrant.com. That's www.tablettyrant.com.